Hello. Um, I I guess I'm gonna come right out of the gate with this. Charlie Kirk's passing has and murder has really affected me, and I want to say right off the bat that I am a black 23-year-old woman, and I am a conservative, and I think that tells you a lot. um, and I know there's lots of others out there like me. Um, I have talked about on here that I grew up in a very liberal area, Ann Arbor, Ypsi area in Michigan. And I left and I had moved to Florida for a while. And it wasn't necessarily Florida's culture per se, but just being away and experiencing life in a different area, I was able to form my own opinions. I grew up Democrat, liberal. My family, my close family leans that way. My mother, my father. As far as I'm concerned, that's what I know. When Trump first got elected in 2016, I was definitely against it. I was a freshman in high school, so it was easy for me to be indoctrinated into this weird leftist rhetoric. And, in 2020, when that changed and COVID happened and everything, I was, able to start formulating my own opinions. And like I said, I had moved down to Florida. Just different area, I really would have done it. But one of the people that I watched, like, unbiasedly was Charlie Kirk. I cried about this last night because I have never, ever in my life thought that the side that I grew up on could be this heinous. And I'm not speaking in regards to if the shooter was left or right. I don't know. Pardon me, my allergies are bad today. But to watch these videos and to see what I have seen from a side that I once knew is so absolutely disgusting that, to be honest, I think it leaves people no other choice but to be conservative or Republican. I saw a video of a young, thin white male singing a song, quote, "We got Charlie in the neck. And I don't give a fuck at all if you are Democrat or liberal. It is so heinous. It could make you puke to watch a mass of young people not understand the consequences of death. I think it's something that we have all been desensitized to. And I don't like that. I think media and, social world and so many nasty events happening in this world has taken my generation and made us not fully understand, like I said, the consequences of death and what this actually means. And to see people so unapologetically disgusting it's beyond disappointing for this country. I am proud to be a conservative. I want, in light of Charlie Kirk's assassination, I have vowed to not silence myself or my beliefs anymore. Not that I necessarily have. I've always kind of said what's on my mind, but I want to make it a point to know, and I'm not going to protect this side anymore, basically. I've tried to do that in the past just to, play both sides and to not be biased and to try and be kind, but I will no longer do that. And not that anything I would say in general would necessarily be heinous or anything, but this has made me want to come out as somebody of color that does not agree with the left. And I say this because color doesn't matter, it really doesn't, but to them it does. And I do believe that the left is more racist than the right. I grew up in Ypsilanti, Michigan, which is liberal and also very diverse. And then I also spent a lot of time in a small country town where I was often the only black person anywhere. And I, at times, could feel uncomfortable, but I was still pretty much always welcomed with open arms. And what I find to be so funny is that these people that want to say that, the main thing is that if I were to say this, there will be some white person that comes up to me and questions my ethnicity, my ideology, and tells me that they can't believe that I would side with somebody like that because he's racist. It's like, then you are the racist one. You are the one pointing out the color. Most MAGA, most Republican, most conservatives don't give a fuck what your skin color is. Look at the South. Look at the black folks in the South. Although some and a lot could be Democrat or liberal, a lot of them are also Republican because that's Southern values for you. So I love that somebody will tell me because of my skin color who I should vote for. And how we're not pointing out that that's racist. I mean, we're pointing it out, but I think it should be louder. Anyway, Charlie Kirk, I just don't know what to say because it is such an attack on America. I really do believe that. The thing that's crazy to me is everybody thought that he was trying to change legislation, and it's like, sure, by speaking, as far as I'm concerned, he didn't have a job in the White House. So there's all of these people on the left that are so misinformed and also so brainwashed and stupid that they think that because somebody is talking about something that is going to incite insane amounts of change. Which, sure, it could, but I think that they're just letting it divide instead of let people come together. That's what Charlie did the best, and I really admired him for that. I never got to go to his, college, like speaking. I don't know. Forgive me. I never got to go. I watched quite a few. And I'm not sitting here and saying that everything I heard from him I agreed with, but a lot of it I did. And I think the fact that the left can't even listen to opinion, they can't listen to opinion without going insane. I mean, look at them. I mean, the people that were saying, I won't mourn him, I'm glad that he would, how can you say that about anybody? I don't care who it is. I don't understand. I don't understand how somebody can say that about a life being taken and a man's life being taken, murdered. He's murdered and he has 2 extremely young children. And you're saying you're glad? It's like these are the types of people that cannot listen to opinion either. You bring up something and they want to counteract it with a point that doesn't make sense and defies logic, and it also is usually quite morally unjust. in my opinion, and you're allowed to disagree. I think that a lot of people in this country have somehow gotten on this crazy wavelength that you have to agree with what everybody says in order to like them or be their friend or have them as family. It's like, if we did that, that would be bizarre. There wouldn't be any challenge. There wouldn't be... These people can't listen. They don't listen. They're insane. It's baffling to me, you know? And I'm not saying that there aren't people on the right that don't want to listen either. But are you kidding me? Like, they won't even let you finish talking. And they've got something to say. And it's like, I don't need to agree with you. I don't need to agree with you at all. Nobody does. We can just live. And unfortunately, Charlie can't do that anymore. And I think I'm also very bothered because, again, he's so fucking young. And he's decently close to my age. I mean, he's younger than my boyfriend. So, and just to watch this change that he was making, to watch how articulate and diligent he spoke to people, it was just beautiful. And for people to say that they are glad that somebody is dead is just so fucking disgusting. And these are the types of people, unfortunately, very, very unfortunately, that have a lot of people with them. This is some sort of disgusting, weird, leftist woke movement, and I despise it. That doesn't mean I'm going to go out and interrupt people while they're talking and hurt people or throw bricks. No, it means that these people need to be educated. And I think there's a lot of things that brainwash them. But I just think it's insane. I think it's absolutely insane. And Charlie was for young people. He was for exploring different ideas and enjoying disagreements and debates. And that's what we need to do. One of his quotes that I've always said this, and I heard him say this, and it just, once you stop talking, violence will happen. And now somebody wants him to stop talking. And I think that this is just such a sign that this country this is just bullshit. And what the left thinks that it's bullshit for is insane. The things that they're focused on. It's like I've talked about, like the immigrant situation and, race. And I'm just like, this is what you're focused on. It's like, what's crazy to me is that these are the same people that talk about how much they fucking hate this country. They can't stand it. It's like, then fucking leave. But no, you're going to sop up all the benefits. You're going to bitch and bitch and bitch. Fucking dye your hair another goddamn color. Eat more bullshit food. And preach stuff that you don't even understand. And I'm not by no means any type of political speaker. I fucking did awful at AP government. But when you look at it from a standpoint of logic, like I was a vegan who lived in Ann Arbor, Michigan. I wore her body, her choice pins. I was against men, and I changed because I listened to other people's ideas. And I devoured them and then made decisions of my own. And I much prefer being on this side than ever, ever, ever going back to that. And I just don't know who's doing this. I don't know what the motive is here for such disgusting behavior. But this is it's just disgusting. Like, I can't stand it. Like, I don't even know what to say anymore. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people? Like, I was the most, like, liberal you could get. And I changed because I looked at it with fucking logic. I looked at it. I'll never forget either when someone that I know who's hella fucking liberal back in Ann Arbor, I told her that I was dating somebody that was a veteran who is now my boyfriend of 3 years, who just celebrated a birthday. And she told me, do you really want to support or date somebody that's supported this country and served for this country? And that rang in my head for now years, actually. And yes. Yes. And I would do it over and over and over and over again. I would never stop making that fucking choice. And, fuck her for saying that, because military is not all sunshines and fucking rainbows, man. Like, and I know this from somebody who served in the United States Navy for 6 years. And, meaning, and I'm with a white man, so I, flack for that, I'm sure. And, I would do it over and over and over again. And meeting him and having conversations and debates with him, and just him giving me the space to make my own decisions, because a lot of people think with an age gap relationship that I'm being groomed and all this shit. It's like, no, not at all. We're both extremely stubborn people that cannot change each other's minds. And, I listened to him, and I listened to the fact that, my boyfriend's a veteran. There's millions and millions and millions of veterans. I'm sure. I'm going to say at least 1 million. God, I can't even imagine how many there are. Wow. Who are struggling. And, we're giving immigrants checks and money and free fucking rent. Having the borders wide open for fentanyl. It's just like, and there's these people here that have served this country who are not being helped whatsoever. There are people that are underprivileged. There are people in situations that they would like to get out of given the chance, and they can't. And we're giving people that are coming here, bringing whatever they're bringing. I'm sure there's lots of good ones, and we're helping them first. And then I'm a bigot and I'm a racist. It's like, we need to stop giving a fuck about other countries. Yeah. Because this one's falling the fuck apart, and it's stupid. So, I agree a lot with what Trump says. I agreed a lot with what Charlie Kirk says. I agree a lot with what Candace Owens says, and how there's I'm going to say a black epidemic of victimhood that is ridiculous. I made a couple notes here that I wanted to talk about, and, I'm halfway done with them. But, this whole reparations bullshit. It's like none of these motherfuckers were ever enslaved. None of them. And the fucking left think that you need reparations. And I do want to say, because there was a Charlie Kirk video I watched, and there was a black man that was talking about that. And he, I can't remember if he was more left or right, but he seemed a bit more left, but he was still able to have a conversation. There's these girls that are just screaming and screaming and screaming about abortion. And it's just like, I'm sorry. That's a big issue, but that's not the biggest to me. That's not the biggest fucking issue. Close your fucking legs. Don't worry about it. I mean, you can risk your health and your fertility for birth control if you want to get laid, or pay attention to your cycles and know when you're ovulating. Do something. I mean, this is what you're screaming about. There's veterans on the fucking street. There's people that can't pay anything. They can't pay their rent. They can't get groceries. And you're worried about that. You're worried about making sure that a woman can kill a baby in her womb. So I think he also made a very good point. Charlie Kirk made a really good point about C-sections. If the mother's life is in danger and shit like that. He really opened my eyes to so many different things, and I still have my own opinions. But I am so grateful to have seen his work, and to have been in this generation that can be alive with him. And that was alive with him. And I just, it was when I found out about that, it was Kyle's birthday, which was just so fucking weird. And my heart hurt, like my chest hurt. And I remember that feeling, like when I had my first stupid breakup with somebody in high school, and my chest hurt. And it was the same feeling. And I think it was just, actually, I just think it's heartbreak, because it's just like, he's such a monumental human being. I hope they make a fucking statue of him. He got awarded, the Medal of Freedom after his passing, which is just fantastic. And I just, my thoughts are with his family, and, I just can't imagine being his wife. It's just so fucking wrong. And it's like, what bothers me, it's like, do you know how many people have said things that I didn't fucking like? Not everybody has to agree with you. Not everybody has to like that you want to chop off your fucking private parts. Not everybody has to like your green and blue and red hair. Not everybody has to like septum piercings. And not everybody has to accept them within their business. I've been called the N-word. And I don't like that, but I move the fuck on. It's like, you don't like what he said. You don't like what he said. What the words came out of his mouth. He never inflicted any fucking violence on anybody. And you didn't like what he said, so you're glad that he's dead. Are you out of your fucking mind? Are you out of your fucking mind? You crazy sons of bitches. It's like, you guys are absolutely fucking disgusting. Like, I will give credit to the liberals who can sit and actually have a conversation and debate. There were quite a few of those, and, who asked great questions to him and stuff like that, and they still disagreed, but you can live in harmony. It's like, just think about the fucking wild. Think about all the animals out there. And yes, there's prey. Yes, there's predators. But they live in a weird harmony. We can do that. But you don't like what somebody says, so you kill them. And this is the agenda. This is the rhetoric. That fucking dude singing that nasty ass song. There's teachers out here that have said that America became better today. No, it didn't. And what are you doing? You're brainwashed. You're brainwashed with big pharma. You're brainwashed with government and afraid of fascism and all this weird bullshit. It's like, think about it with fucking logic, people. It's like, just look at things. Why would we look at an example? Why are we helping all these other countries when ours is falling apart? Let's work on ours first and close the fucking borders. You're racist. You're not helping. It's like, no, we've helped enough fucking people and we get nothing in return. It's like that, and that's just one fucking example. You don't like what somebody says, so you fucking shoot and kill them. Yeah, because that makes sense. That's what this country should be doing. We should kill people when we don't like what they say. It's fucking insane. Singing songs about somebody, a fucking father. There's his daughter and his fucking son. They'll never know. It's disgusting. And this is coming from somebody whose father abandoned them. And I see how Charlie Kirk would have never done that. And I think that it's beautiful. And I just can't believe that we have people that are celebrating this. I want to thank him, and I want to thank Charlie Kirk, because he has motivated me to be honest about my opinions and my beliefs, and to never stop talking, ever, to challenge the ideas that are brought to me, and to not trust school system. And, he's just done so many things, and so have a lot of other people. And I've like I said, I've made my own choices in decisions and morals and all that shit too, but like, he was a big factor in that. And I just can't fucking fathom the fact that he's gone. my breath catches. Like, this is, and I don't give a fuck about any celebrity. Like, I really don't. And I've had celebrities that I like that have passed, but this is different. This hurts my chest because this is such a fucking injustice. And I am very grateful that they have the death penalty in the state of Utah, because just wow. I mean, it's just disgusting. It's disgusting. And this country is just these people. It's like, you can have different ideas. You can be liberal, but why are you insane? Why do you not let people talk? Like, that's what he did. He brought people to talk. Talk. Fucking talk. He wasn't lighting torches, throwing bricks, burning shit down, and beating people. He was fucking speaking. Who gives a shit if you don't agree with what he says? Don't listen to it. I can't fucking believe this. And you know what's crazy is it's so evident that they have no leg to stand on. The left has no leg to stand on because you're terrified of what somebody is saying. You're terrified about somebody saying. It's like, well, then that means that you can't back up the bullshit that you want to talk about because you're afraid that somebody's going to come in with logic and reason and destroy your fucking, quote, credibility, which you have none. Anybody that said that they're glad that he's gone, it should be ashamed of themselves. And they'll burn for sure. It's just disgusting. So I don't know. I wanted to talk about that because it just, oh my God. What it is if I had hope listening to him and listening to other people talk who are young like us, and to see that one of them is gone, it breaks you a little. It breaks that hope, that faith. And, I hope to God that this country wakes up with this and things are done. And I am thinking about his family and his wife and his children. And I really hope that he rests in peace. I know that he will. I know that he will be well taken care of in heaven or in the afterlife or wherever. I know he did what he needed to do. He had so much more to do, but like for the judgment day and everything like that, I mean, I know for sure that he will be resting safe and sound. And this is just despicable. It's disgusting. It's extremely disappointing. And I mean, anyone who cheers for this, anyone who isn't bothered by this, regardless of sides, is a problem. And that's the main problem with this country. And we're lacking empathy, and we're desensitized to violence, and so caught up in tit for tats and all these weird fucking, well, he was talking about gunfight. It's just like, just weird shit to talk about when somebody's dead. Like, and I hope that, the left with this extreme radical left, with insane ideologies, gets what's coming towards them, whatever that may be, a wake-up call, a slap on the wrist, or whatever the fuck. So, God bless Charlie Kirk. Seriously, God bless Charlie Kirk, and may he rest in peace. Have a wonderful day, guys.